afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych Defender of the Fallen, and your only trusted source of company's entertainment. All entertainment. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Faymonville Approach. In the northwest, we got Akazawa, Izumi fighting here for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, rolling out here with the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend. Versus in the east, we got Siddolio, as he's known as in the bad parts of England, that is, all of England, Rear Admiral Biscuits. But we'll be calling him Siddolio here for the sake of this match. Fighting here, though, for King and Country, the Commonwealth, the 7th Armoured Division. We're looking at German Mechanized, German Infantry, and Lightning War with Double Infantry Panzerfaust versus Commandos, Rolling Units, and Royal Artillery with 1 Infantry, 1 Grenade, and 1 Saber Bulletin. Triple sections for Siddolio, Grenadiers, MG42 there for Akazawa. His Grenadiers ready to tackle the Tommy foe as he dispatches the Grenadiers and the MG42 northwards here versus Siddolio's northern prong there. He's also moving up towards the centre, sandbagging as he goes to make sure he's not overrun by any dastardly Jerrys. In this case, going to mount around to the house right under Akazawa's nose. A good development there that quickly pops out as that might not quite work out too well there. Grenadiers moving in section spotting from the other side. Akazawa here with a nice bold start though, left himself a bit big to expose him. Siddolio quickly seizes upon it, pounces, and just beats back Akazawa's machine gun, even only the Grenadiers then to be overwhelmed by Siddolio's section here. So nice opening there by Siddolio. Nice attempt at a good opening by Akazawa, but again, should have been a bit more mindful there. Vickers on the way for Siddolio. Bit of a rare sight to be honest for the British. Most players just go for a lot of sections or universal carriers. Rarely will they go for the Vickers, but it is a pretty good machine gun. In particular, if you know how to use your machine gun actively, it can be very good in dealing with the Germans. In the south centre here, we got the Pioneers versus the section. Pioneers will likely lose that one. Longer run, more Grenadiers out there for Akazawa and the 12th SS. Machine gun backing up the Grenadiers advance to the section, caught out in the open, maybe. Close, but not quite. Bagger base, nothing further happening there for Akazawa. No sign of doctrine yet for him there. We got the section up in the house. Grenadiers moving up, backed up by the machine gun. He's very intent on the northern fuel point here as Siddolio is slowly sort of singling out the southern fuel point. Vickers moving up. They could catch Akazawa here a bit off guard in particular because most British players do not go for the Vickers. So Akazawa here could find himself blindsided by the arrival of the Vickers heavy machine gun team. Section moving about here, troops reinforcing, or should be reinforcing and reach third Grenadier squad there for Akazawa. He is of course not aware of the Vickers machine gun, we'll have to see how he reacts to that. Mortars, machine guns, snipers, 222s. Theoretically, I mean, he's got 2 Dachshunds also of the option of a 250 half track, so I mean, that could also be an option of dealing with the Vickers. We should have to see there what Akazawa and the 12th SS end up with. Grenadiers for the section here in the east, we've got the fuel point there being grabbed by the Germans, with Vickers setting up here. Point that's been no neutral, and they get a kill on the gunner, delaying any sort of suppressive firepower. Nice bit of light there. MG42 moving up. Maneuvering here around the centre. Grenadiers could try moving to sort of support each other versus this section, otherwise awkward spot. Grenadiers suppressed. Machine gun there ready to deal with any Tommies as they advance. The Tommies are advancing. Sabres for Siddolio, of course, indicating he has already taken up. Noting no bolts sections of yet here versus the Germans. Grenadiers, by the way, need to retreat soon. Back here, tech is on the way for Akazawa and the 12th SS Panzerdivision. Oh, SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend. Fun. Troops reinforcing. No healing yet there for Siddolio. Well, the healing is in the position where it can't really provide healing for anyone. Maybe a nice, hot cup of tea and some biscuits. And we got the first doctrinal choice here. It is a German infantry doctrine for Akazawa. Opening up for the 250 half track there, the light reconnaissance half track. And that's going to be likely followed up possibly with some stormtroopers. Sappers moving into the section, back out so they're going to force retreat from the centre. 250 half tracks loading in ready. German infantry managed to escape here. The rather catastrophic development in the centre as Siddolio just breaks through. Flamethrowers up here for Akazawa. That can certainly combine easily with the 250 half track to overwhelm Siddolio. Siddolio here has yet to go for anything to sort of counter this, so he could be caught a bit off guard here with the 250 half track, which is really effective as the Brits, since they lack any sort of basic snares or most of the infantry. The 250 half track can just quickly refill. Of course, he does have the sappers, but there's just one of those. And the half-track just needs to find any section not backed up by that to just completely overwhelm Siddolio here. So he's back in the southern fuel point there. And we got the second doctor out here. It is a Royal Engineers from Siddolio. We got the AC there being requisitioned as well. Very nice. 250 half-track joining up with the Pioneer. Also very close, being able to call in Stormtroopers. Going to be advancing up here. Section of opening up, and the Grenadiers holding up as best as they can. 250 half-track, they're rolling in from the north. You can see they're arriving at the northern edge of the screen. Section they could actually risk being wiped out if this goes well there for Akazawa. MP40, of course, the machine gun. There you go. It was wiped on Siddolio here in the early game. Pretty good there for Akazawa. And the 12th of their second actually a bit of trouble, though in this case, it's asked not to go for it. AC slowly on the way. Akazawa, of course, may want to consider some telemines to help deal with any British armoured cars, since, I mean, in most cases, if you as Wehrmacht go for a light vehicle and it's anything, you know, remotely successful, your opponent will go for an AC to counter it, because the AC counters it excellently. So in that regard, the counter move here from Akazawa should be, at some point, telemines, which of course been popping out the Pioneers and, you know, replacing maybe with the Stormtroopers, which, by the way, as we for example saw with the Mirage versus Paul AD match, synergized really well. Sappers with Flamethrowers, Vickers, section eastwards. There we got the AC Mark 3 as well here for Akazawa. Oh, no, for Siddolio. Akazawa's got none of that. And he's certainly got no ways of stopping the AC Mark 3. MD4 setting up in the pretty exposed positions. Sappers there, by the way, are using the demolition charge to clear up parts of the environment there to open up fields of fire versus Akazawa. Very good. Being caught there by the MD4-2, finding its slight charge there, made it easier for Akazawa to open up there. Loading by both fuel points under control of the German army, the 2 points wide, so you can see there that Siddolio has got a slight lead, but not a big one there. He's retreating, machine needs to retreat as well there. Half-track running about him, of course, trying to stay out of the way there of the AC Mark III. Will there be seeing any attempt here at the mines? Said we gotta like to make a nice company up. Not a bad choice. But telemines really would have been a good choice as well. Bolstering his Grenadier squads there, Stormtroopers inside the half-track. And apparently they can ambush inside of it? That seems a bit redundant. Hey, Harry, there seems to be something coming towards us. Good lord, they were hiding inside this attacking half-track. Who would have thought? That was a cunning ambush. Anyways, mines down here to catch up any of Akazawa's infantry, and of course light vehicle. Very good move there. Akazawa still not seeing any tunnel mines. He's likely going to go for the Pack 40, but, you know, as a Wehrmacht, if you can catch an AC with a telemine, that tends to be a very big win. So you just got, you know, for just 50 munitions, a lot of fuel and manpower down the drain. But still, then good use of the half-track to avoid the AC for now. There goes Salt in the section. MP40s, Stormtroopers there inside half-track, also able to do a lot of damage. A really nasty combo. Section there, good chance of getting wiped out, which would mean 2 wipes here on Siddolio. Thanks to the half-track, and of course units inside of it, which of course is pretty great there for Akazawa, and not frightfully good for Siddolio. And the 7th Armoured Division. Section being flanked by the half-track. Needs to be mindful, of course, but always can do a lot of damage here. Going in for it. AC did get Panzerfaust, so can't use support. And there goes Section around it. Stormtroopers popping out. Section getting out as well there. The Vickers getting out from the house. There, Stormtroopers could pop a grenade on it. Smoke most likely here. There you go. Sending a grenade off. AC, or half to AC could take it out. And there you go. Pops it off. Bit of an unfortunate development there for Akazawa. Still, in the end, I'd say it paid itself off. Nice to result him getting, well, a total of 3 wipes and stealing a Vickers machine gun away there from Siddolio. I would say that is pretty good value, even if it didn't regularly do the damage. Smoking off here as well to cover up the retreat. Nice move there by Akazawa. Grabbing the fuel point again there. He should probably be moving very fast towards medium armor. One's got a Pack 40 up to help deal with the AC Mark III. But he's definitely landing himself a sizable fuel lead over Siddolio and the British Army.
Infantry squad, enemy threatening a capture point.
Still, lots of damage down there. Stormtroopers, I'd say, also did quite well there, taking out more or less the section, and of course that Vickers machine gun. I mean, Stormtroopers, they get close, can do some really good damage, which is in part why they work really well with the half-track, but even on their own, they can be quite devastating infantry in the hands of a skilled attacker. Nice use of the smoking boy by Siddolio to allow the sappers to close in the machine gun. Thumbs up there to Siddolio. Thumbs up. Quickly pursuing the MG42 there with the AC Mark III. 7 kills. Pack 40 on the way there for Akazawa. Well, obviously we'll ever consider another 250 half-deck. Most likely not, but he could. Baker sending up there. Is the requisition one. Troops under fire from the Vegas quickly being suppressed. Could rush with the Grenadiers. Barway 2 machine guns, of course, means it's going to be harder here for Siddolio's infantry to get anywhere. Noting Barway, he has 2 sapper sections with flamethrowers, very potent. Mines being laid down there to make it harder for Akazawa to harass him. And he's laying down S-mines, not Teller mines. Those, of course, if your opponent goes for a lot of, flamethrowers, it's not bad, but there is still the possibility of the AC just driving over it. One trick he could try and do, of course, is rather expensive, would be laid on the Teller mine in the S-mine field, then, of course, hope he baits it into it. Other way, S-mines quickly run over by the AC. Not a lot he's been laid down. There's not big loss there for Akazawa and the 12th SS. And the center strong still approach in the section, though he might have wanted to stop up a bit soon, so he can just get some shots in there. Efficiency 1 gain. Machine guns moving up here. Seizing the center victory point. 6 pounder going away there for Siddolio. He's obviously worried about Akazawa hitting him with tanks, since Akazawa obviously enjoys a considerable fuel advantage. I mean, he's been able to control the fuel point very well here so far throughout the match, and of course means that Siddolio could very quickly find himself on the receiving end of a Panzer Punch. For Siddolio, going for anti-tank guns there makes a ton of sense.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
Akazawa, though, has yet to take up. And of course, for him, I think it should be priority once the Pack 40 is up to move ahead as fast as possible. Push out some Panzer Force and begin putting pressure then to Siddolio. Loading, of course, is up, getting as many Grenadiers as he can here with the veteran squad lead upgrade. Turns up, of course, to 5-man. Grenade off there. And of course, just overrides a bunch of bonuses, I believe. Besides the extra G43, you also gain 10% less received accuracy, and you gain 10% accuracy on the shot. So overall, just really boosts the Grenadier squad, on top of just getting a 5th member. So it's a very good upgrade. Of course, you also get just free field first aid kits. As you can see, that he's not building the medic bunker because the Stormtroopers heal themselves, and the Grenadiers can just heal whatever else he needs to for free. So you can save the resources on that one. Gives them a bit more flexibility in that sense. But tag up should be a priority here for Akazawa and the 12th SS. He should also be focusing a bit more on the fuel points. I feel like he's over-focused on the centre because this could allow, Siddolio to essentially catch up with him in terms of fuel, and that way, rather, undermine Akazawa's otherwise excellent fuel lead. Grenadiers advancing it, backed up by more Grenadiers in the centre. We've got the AC wing ups backed up by Sabacy, machine gun to suppress them. Pack 40 needs to turn a bit about. Good chance of wipe here against some of Siddolio's section, but a bit too slow there to pull up. I think with full force in the centre there, sappers and the AC wing about. Pack 48 turned about too sharply. Still not a chance of getting over hit. There we go. Troops hold it up here. South wing from the north. Minesweeper was there. Noting, of course, a 3rd sapper section out left for Siddolio. Attacking the machine from the north needs to reposition. Get the other machine gun to cover that area. Grenadiers pushing through the centre. Get the Stormtroopers up to block here. Need to retreat. Akazawa in the south here. It's Pioneers versus the section. Grenadiers could back up here. Machine gun is finally retreating, but he's keeping the troops a bit sort of moving back and forth here. Seems like Akazawa can't quite decide here where to go versus Siddolio. Oh, alright. By the way, if the sapper section uncovers the mines, other units, even if they do not have a mine, so we can clear the mines up. Little fun note there, as you saw there. Of course, if the other minesweeper section moves away, and of course the mines get cloaked, they'll set off automatically. Be careful with that. But it is a neat little detail. Healing up here for free. Take up fine happening there for Akazawa. Siddolio has yet to commit to that. Storm swing up. He could try and pop tactical advantage, increase his damage, since they get a 50% accuracy boost with this. In which case, could have a chance of wiping out the sappers, which of course would have been another unit shorter here for Siddolio. Didn't quite get it though. You also know that he's posted up his section, so that way his forces also tough that way. Trying to flank up, he could get within range of the Panzer first, and there you go. Ludwig's on it and hits it. Down to less than half health. Grenadiers right in the centre. Storm swinging about, but they're spotted, so they can't really avoid getting shot down with the 2 sections. Need to retreat here. He's going for the smoke grenade, which is not a bad idea, but I think he should just retreat there. A bit of a fool's errand there, I think, Bine, and straight into a mine here, which of course he wasn't aware of. Costing him the Stormtrooper squad, which I would say done quite well for him. Would have been better, of course, he just kept it alive and retreated as soon as he came under fire from 2 sections. But obviously, he didn't know about the mine there, but I was still saying no matter what, that was a pretty ambitious move there by Akazawa. Take a bit down there for Akazawa and the 12th SS. You should be able to bring up the Panzers soon. Biggest moving up. Sections attack from the north here. Grenadiers moving up. And there you go. Veteran squad is being added to the final Grenadier squad. Vickers holding up the centre of the Nogal Siddolio squad for another Vickers. Very nice move there. So Pomacot there for Akazawa. He'll be able to go for the Panther soon after. AC moving up. Pack 40 there. A bit too slow to get off the hit. Still though, Siddolio's maintaining good map control versus Akazawa. Probably due to a few mistakes here now, I think, by Akazawa, but also just the lack of, you know, a faster Panther push there. Definitely has helped Siddolio get back on the field. Machine Nature retreat before the Sabs take it out, and even then it could risk being a bit too late. And then we're going to go for the Panther 4, but he lost the unit there somewhere. Meaning he's actually down to just 2 Grenadier squads. There's actually not a lot of infantry, of course, is worth noting, versus Siddolio 3 sections. And of course, all of the saps, including 2 with flamethrowers. So Akazawa, you know, once he gets the Panther 4 out, really should consider bringing out some more infantry. Stormtroopers could be a good choice. Panther Grenadiers with the support package also really good. So there would be a few choices here for Akazawa versus Siddolio. Until he called in, I think just make it harder for Akazawa to move straight ahead, so he's going to have to, you know, move about. Which of course gives Siddolio more time to do whatever he wants to. Heading the southern field point there, good move there by Siddolio. Machine gun setting up here, blasting away at those infernal Tommies. Panther 4 goes almost on there for Akazawa. Siddolio's also taking out. Of course he will be behind, and Akazawa there will be the one with the Panzer advantage. We'll ever see how he handles it. There's still an anti-tank and some other bits up there which could quickly take care of the Panther 4 if Akazawa there gets reckless. Panther 4 rolling out for the Vasaland. Section Vic is holding up the centre there. Panther moving southwards. Sap is already in the retreat. Company command post up. Siddolio is going to take time to get any armour up here versus Akazawa, and Akazawa could possibly, if he gets a fuel pump back, and get out tank more roughly at the same time, so doesn't get out any one tank. He could also just push from Osman or Strug faster. Quickly dodging into tank and shot them up here. Northern movement here, Sappers machine gun, or Pioneers machine guns moving up here, troops reinforcing, healing. He really though should get one if he's going for more Grenadiers. Not bad, but again I do feel like Panther Grenadiers or Stormtroopers would be a much better choice. In particular, the Panthers could be really good. There's all these non-upgraded sections that are just without Bren guns. House collapses under British artillery fire there from the 25-pounder guns. Section there, caught by the MD-42 Pioneers, but to grab the fuel pump there as well. Very good. And there you go. Third Grenadier squad out there for Akazawa again. The 2 points there is actually pretty close between the two. In fact, now it's gone below 400 at the moment. Which, considering the timing, you know, we're almost at 20 minutes, and now it's gone down to like less than 400. It's actually a bit interesting. Biggest coming up nicely, going to be backing up, Panther forming a bit out. We can see here that Akazawa's careful not to get caught within range of the anti-tank and, you know, surprised in some naughty way. So I'm also guessing he's trying to keep it flexible, so he can quickly react to say something happening up here with, say, the AC. So it's a bit of a tricky situation here, but he's not far off from a Panther 4. But Siddolio is going to be getting the Chromalot just a bit faster than Akazawa. It's not like a second Panther 4 would be far off. And there's always the other possibility of just going for a Stug to bag up the Panther 4, maybe 2 Stugs, in which case Siddolio's armor and AC could find himself struggling a bit more. At this stage, Akazawa, I think, yeah, he's going for the mortar there. I was about to say, would not find himself going in this level. The mortar deal with support weapons, also just laying down smoke screens, so that way he can, for example, you know, he knows, for example, Siddolio concentrates his stuff. He has a smoke in this area to allow him to move about more stuff freely around it, and could actually force Siddolio to move his support weapons into more awkward positions that could maybe be more easily attacked by Akazawa at the same time. Also put more pressure here for Siddolio. I think more pressure in the south. He's kind of also focusing a bit more on the centre north, but the south is very much open there, so I feel like Siddolio could benefit from a bit push there. We got the Cromwell out, very good. Tank commander on the way as well. Very good, very good. There we go. 6 pound gun hit there. Sam's going for the machine gun. Need to retreat fast. Could very well get wiped here by the double flamethrower combo. Nope. Gets away. Close one there though for Akazawa and the 12 SS. And they're using what they can here, but the samples are scorching them quite horribly. The South Cromwell advancing, but did hit a telemine there. No immediate response, I think, here from Akazawa to really punish this. There's a pack 40 which could maybe catch it. That's going to be a bit risky, I think, there for Akazawa, since it's going to be absolutely unscreened and we see exactly what happens there. Siddolio pounces upon it. So Akazawa there quickly found himself punished by Siddolio. Doesn't end up getting too badly punished, but it was a pretty close one there. And the Cromwell does escape. We also got a trench down here with Vickers inside to make it a bit harder there for Akazawa to do anything naughty, I guess. Artillery in the house in the south. Not bad, not bad. Siddolio certainly showing himself to be quite active with his artillery call-ins here. Versus Akazawa and the 12th SS. Panzer Horse Guard needs some repairs. Bit of skirmishing here. Loading mines on the road by Siddolio, very good. Heavy fighting here, he's going to need that mortar on the job here. Barraging more specifically. Oh, never mind. Probably moved out there. But that also means they're exposed to the grenadiers. There we go. We can see Siddolio rapidly falls back. He realises the situation is not good for him. Tank fixed up, very good. No sign anything further there for Siddolio or the 7th Armoured Division. 2nd Panzer on the way there for Akazawa. Moving about in the north, more mines. Siddolio is getting very good at mining up here at the later stages of the game. It's actually a skill some players struggle with, since they can sort of do it in the early game as the game progresses and fatigue sets in. A lot of players tend to neglect mines. That's actually where the mines tend to be more effective. Once players start to get a bit more tied up, the fight drags on, mines become really effective, and I think that's sort of something as Siddolio sort of realises. So he's now beginning to mine very hard. So that's an excellent skill to have there, to be honest. Excellent skill. Section moving bit back here. Grenadiers moving in. Noting they have not been upgraded. And we got 2 Pantavors out, of course, meaning that Akazawa essentially has the arm advantage. Of course, the question is, can he utilise that arm advantage? And what is this? We got mortar and placement up here for Siddolio, running with artillery support here. Mine goes off in the Panther 4. Good work. Not for Akazawa, of course.
The capture point is being overrun.
Small lead here for Akazawa over Siddolio with 400 versus 368. And we got incendiary mortar support, that flame inch. Flame mortar support there. Pack 40 caught in it and cleared out. Great work there by Siddolio. Not so good there for Akazawa. Bit of a minor tank duel up north here between the 2 Pantavors and the Cromwell. Grenadiers been up trying to flank here. Down to half health, the AC falling back as well. And 6 pounder gun ready here. Bit of a dark Pantavors, but they're good damage to the Indian VC. We got the mortar hammering away here. 3 kills so far. Mortar firing down the German mortars. Need to get that one out of there. Pack 14 back spot. Grenadiers need to retreat. Section being suppressed here. Grenadiers need to be careful as well. And we've got the Grenadiers taking the fuel point here. Victory points wise, he's come down to 335. Not bad, but he needs to be careful here. Siddolio is getting really good at punishing Akazawa. He had mistakes. He's also cleared up the machine, getting it back. And meaning now Siddolio is the one with the 2 machine guns. Grabbing the point here. Panther 4 need repairs. More pioneers there for Akazawa. Has lost his previous pioneer squad. Not good, not good. Chrome being repaired. No specializations. We'll have to see what Siddolio ends up with next. But I do feel like Akazawa needs more infantry. And again, Panther Grenadiers would do him a lot of good. Also need to be careful with that Panzer IV, particularly exposing it rear like that. I mean, one good hit from the AC, the Cromwell could blow that Panzer apart, which would be an absolute loss there for Akazawa. And a rather embarrassing one of that. Biggest coming up here, nice work there by Siddolio, and the 7th Armoured, Sapper section going out here. Grabbing the point here. Sadly, besides the... Well, he's actually used the reasonable amount on the doctrine, but it seems like he's kind of sort of forgotten about it after a few steps. I mean, we've seen no additional stormtroopers, no half-tracks, no assault and hope, which is a really good ability, and certainly no fragmentation bombs either. AC on the move. Bicker sending out. Mortar firing down. We also got mortar fire, of course, here from Siddolio's mortar and plate. Also note that he's using the barrage ability, which are more effective than just auto firing, so good work there. Some players are just very much content to just let the mortars fire freely, but you know, they perform better reacting to target them at something. 400 versus 265. Siddolio might at this stage end up being looking like he souls like for the AVRE, which could actually be a trouble here for Akazawa to deal with, since he's only got the 2 Panther Force and a Pack 4 in the Churchill. Of course, is really tough, and the Panther Force will struggle to deal with that kind of heavy armor. Cromwell flanking in here. Panther 4 need repairs. AC in pursuit of the Grenadiers. Bicker standing about section saying northwards. Panther 4 moving in there. Directed here, we got Panther fast off on the Cromwell, but that didn't do much. Here we got the AC in looking for some extra easy hits here, but does get caught in between the 2 Panther Force line of fire. Siddolio very close into the Churchill AVRE. Akazawa's resource seems to have frozen out a bit in terms of fuel. He's not tipped up, he's not going for armor. Here you go for Stoops, here you go for more Panther Force, here you go for Osvins, though I'd probably not recommend an Osvin or a Panther Force in those situations. I mean, they can be good, but they require, I think, a lot more effort than is worth it half the time. Are there more pioneers on the way there for Akazawa to help repair all of his armor? That's definitely not a bad choice either, and there you go. Siddolio does end up with the Churchill over here versus Akazawa. Gunners are about to get wiped out. That would definitely be a blow there to Akazawa and the Germans. There we go, kaput. Panther 4 in need of repairs. Schnellenegger Gunners routed as well. So the Churchill area out, one of Hogarth's funnies, basically a series of specialised vehicles made for the invasion of Normandy to deal with particular types of obstacles. In this case, obviously, very fortified things. So a little fun note there. Of course, there were a lot of, shall we say, specialised vehicles made for Normandy or in Normandy. You also had the German 21st Panzer Division with a rather notable circus of converted French equipment. But there you go, Panther 4 get knocked out, taking nasty there from the AVRE. Also smoked down here from Siddolio to more easily advance. Very nice work there was Siddolio, good planned attack, and the Panther 4 goes down. Oh, they're completely blindsided by Siddolio's tactical prowess. There you go. Pack 40, Panther holding on the Cromwell here, but not able to finish it off here. And the Bravo of the area, he really should consider Stoops. Pair of them preferably to help deal with it, since they're going to have the best chance of actually dealing enough damage, but also having the best chance of penetrating at a reasonable cost level here versus the AVRE. And he still needs more infantry as well. We'll have to see if Akazawa goes for that, but it's really what he should be going for. Pack 40 hit there, target weak point available, good hit choice here, going with the Panther 4. Shot bounces, pack bounces. Panther fast bounces. Going hit there, ready to try and fire here at Akazawa's forces. Explosions going off here. Akazawa and the 12th SS are being routed here by Siddolio. And the 7th Armoured Division, the Desert Rats, and there he goes, shoots, wipes the pack crew, wipes the mortar crew. Notable blows to the Akazawa, and the 12th SS is going for another Panzer 4. That definitely feels like a bad call with the AVRE reacts, and again the Panzer 4s are not very effective counters. It kind of seems like he's sort of suffering from tunnel vision, he's focusing too much on the centre, he's not really putting much effort or any bigger pushes. further sides of the map, which makes it overall easier for Siddolio to defend. And of course, further just lessens the effectiveness of the Panzer Force into really, in these situations, want to be flanking with them, deliver a nice strong flanking strike, which sort of hit several crucial units. Instead, he's attacking forwards, right into the anti-tank guns, diminishing their overall effectiveness. And he loses in the other Panzer Force, though just as the third one arrives by this stage. Akazawa's chance to turn this around, I think, are negligible. There's incendiary artillery fire raining into his base, lighting things on fire. Victory points are bleeding out. Got the alien moving ahead here. So this rather looks like GG here, game over. And there you go, Eerie takes the Panzer down to almost no health. Smokes from the crumble on the Pack 40 to try and escape there. Panzer shoots, misses, but again, I don't see Akazawa winning this one, despite his best attempts. Rear Admiral Biscuits has definitely won this one. And there you go, third Panzer down, and with that I would say Akazawa is, without a doubt, hopelessly lost the game. Another question calls when he accepts that one. Artillery firing down there as well, close to the base. Mortar firing down. Trying to recruit the Pack 40, costing his remaining Pioneer squad. And there you go, Akazawa easily surrenders. A victory for Siddolio, a victory for the Commonwealth. A nice little fight here. Akazawa started out reasonably well there with a half hit. The Stormtroopers just really tanked through Siddolio, but there were a few mistakes here and there, a few tactical misjudgments which cost them quite dearly. Additionally, again, the lack of fast tech to push his fuel advantage, I think, was another crucial area versus Siddolio, which allowed him to catch up and begin pushing back at Akazawa. And then, I think also just losing the Stormtroopers, they did not replace them with other better infantry. That way, tackles Siddolio's infantry better was also a mistake. This, since versus sections, you really want troops with a high rate of fire, then just quickly, threaten to take them out. Meaning they either die or they retreat fast. So I feel like there are a few sort of issues there by Akazawa, in addition to just going for Panzer Force when, at least by the third one, he should be considering going for Stugs, but also just additionally also the tunnel vision there. So Siddolio would say overall played well, make good use of abilities, make good use of his dots. I mean, overall really well played there by Siddolio. So thumbs up to Siddolio. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Lane, cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another sunny episode. Bye.